If you want to travel to Nepal or see the beauties of this country in detail, be sure to watch this series of my videos. As usual, the flight has a stopover at Sharjah Airport, and then we head to Kathmandu Airport. We arrived at Kathmandu Airport. It was a relatively small airport. We applied for a visa upon arrival. You can get a visa both through the website and at the airport. There is a machine at the airport where you enter your details, and a visa is issued to you. After the visa is issued, you will come to this section to pay the visa fee. The visa fee in 2025 is $30. They will print the visa form and give it to you. Next, we go to the control room and do the rest of the necessary things. And after handing over our luggage, we finally go to get a SIM card. The price of SIM cards varied depending on the number of days and the amount of internet usage. I paid about $6 for a SIM card for 10 days. After getting the SIM card, the transfer safar came after us. At first, I found the English style of driving here very interesting, and it gets more interesting the further we go. On the way, the leader first talked about the importance of tipping in this country, saying that it is part of their etiquette and customs, and that we should definitely pay attention to it. Nepal had just undergone a revolution in September 2025. The protests began after a nationwide ban on many popular social media platforms, but were fueled by public frustration with corruption and the display of wealth by government officials and their families, as well as allegations of mismanagement of public funds. Our hotel was in the old part of Kathmandu. We arrived at the hotel, checked in, and went to rest because the tours would start tomorrow. We woke up in the morning and went to have breakfast. I really like the part where they make eggs in front of you. While eating breakfast, a series of colorful flags caught my attention. These flags are one of the most prominent cultural and spiritual symbols in Nepal and the Tibetan populated regions of the Himalayas. They are often seen in mountains, temples, bridges, and local homes. They are filled with prayers, Buddhist mantras, and sacred symbols, and are also popular with tourists as souvenirs from Nepal. On the special day, the hotel's architectural beauty was even more evident, along with the colorful flags and colorful world of Nepal, and we were ready for our first tour. We went to see the living goddess Kumari on the streets. The driving here was very interesting and strange for us. There were quite a few motorbikes. They drove on the left side of the road, and everything was a bit chaotic, reminding me of my trip to India. Nepal is a lush country with a temperate climate. Nepal is located in Asia, north of India, and its capital is Kathmandu. Nepal has a population of about 29 million, and its official language is Nepali. The currency is the Nepalese rupee. The country is bordered only by China and India. On the way, our local leader explained about the red dot they put on.
They go into the temple or like as a house or the festival, everyone they make a tika. The tika is which is symbolized for like a third eye, because the third eye which is connect to our brain, and because they believe that the God is giving everything with us. Already we have everything.
Yes.
And because like a food we can work, we have a hand, we can talk, everything we have here. But they believe that we make like a third eye, like to visualize like inner peace. And after we can open our own path, and you can find. And if you ask for the local people, they call that what to have a tika, and they believe that they call that good luck and protection. And that means when you have a ready spot, the brightness, that means you open your path, and when the problem is confront you, and before you can realize, and you can solve your problem all. That's why the people they make the tika. That's how the culture, even the Hindus as well as the Buddhist people, the both they make the tika. Thank you.
Thank you.
This was the temple where the Kumari, the living goddess of Nepal, is kept. In the culture and customs of several Hindu countries and Nepalese Buddhists, except Tibetan Buddhists, Kumari is considered a living virgin goddess and is worshipped in the role of goddess Parvati until she reaches puberty and menstruates. Kumari means princess in Sanskrit. She is confined to a temple until she reaches puberty and is only allowed to go outside the house for religious ceremonies 13 times a year. On those days, she is carried on a palanquin by priests. A Kumari is not allowed to go to school, see children her own age, or play with them. When a Kumari reaches puberty, she loses her status with her first menstruation. The conditions for selection as Kumari are from eligible girls from the Shakya caste. They must be healthy and have never seen blood or been sick. They must be virgins, and their baby teeth must not have fallen out. Girls who meet these initial conditions move on to the next stage, where they must fulfill 32 conditions to be selected as Kumari. We couldn't go see Kumari that day, and they didn't give us permission. On the last day of the trip, I came back here to see Kumari, which I talk about in the video of that episode. A mandala, mandal, meaning circle in Sanskrit, or cosmogonic circle, is a geometric pattern, used in Buddhism and Hinduism as a symbol for the universe. The mandala originally comes from Hinduism, but it has also found widespread use in Buddhism. Mandalas are symbolic circles for self-focus and inner search. The center of the circle of a mandala is used for concentration during religious meditation. The symmetrical, geometric shapes of a mandala automatically draw one's attention to the center of the circle. On these surfaces, patterns are painted with sand and colored powders at specific times and then destroyed in a fraction of a second, representing the cycle of time. Carl Jung Mandala knows the self-centered self-regeneration symbol, the symbol of its integrity and work, and integration of the integrity of the mental and regulating the restriction of the modesty conditions. Mandala is the center, the index of all paths, and the pathway to center, to individuality.
Enemies and ignorance. And but nowadays they thought that all the enemies and ignorance we cannot see like devils or like a ghost, we cannot see. They thought that everything we have inside like a tika, and they thought that they wanted to use this one to destroy all the bad spiritual power.
You can walk from Kumari Temple to Durbar Square. It's a short distance. Durbar Square is a place with religious sites, statues, courtyards, water features, etc., located near the royal palaces of Nepal's past. In these times, where important ceremonies such as the coronation of kings took place in the past, the spirit of life and style of past kings is preserved. This place had an entrance fee. We paid 1,000 Nepalese rupees and got the entrance ticket. This field faces the royal palace of Kathmandu and shows the good art and architecture of the country. You see the mans and buildings of the 12th century. This field has two inner and outer parts. In the outer part, the famous religious buildings such as Talo, Jogs, Shiva, and Kumari are based on the internal sector of the old palace, yards, bureaucratives, Basatapur, Hanumanduka, and many other buildings. The royal Dot family of Nepal lived in the domestic palace until the 19th century, and several kings were crowned, including the spectacular places of Kathmandu. Let's see a little of this beauty together.
Okay, now we can walk. That's the home of the king, the palace, you know the palace.
If you are interested in the travelogue video series, I would be happy if you subscribe to me.
Hello.
These buildings are made of wood and are very detailed.
Okay, now you can see in here. That's how we see like a main temple.
Out of respect for the environment, the height of the doors is low so that you can enter with humility.
This one is another courtyard. They call the view. So they call the step wall, and you can see that they're surrounded by the snake clearly. And as well as a spiritual path. When they took the bath in here, the golden fountains, and they will sit in here for meditation.
This was the bathroom part of this mansion, and if you look closely, there are statues of gods inside this bathroom as well. You had to enter the second floor, which was generally a museum and storage area for old objects without shoes.
بپر چه آسمونای قشنگی اینجا، چه قشنگی این گلم چقدر قشنگه. صدای منم همیشه هست. فکر میکنه که داره میگیره.
The outside space was also very beautiful and pleasant.
Lemon, grapefruit.
The second floors of these buildings were museums.
Sorry. اصلا خوشم میاد اروپایی‌ها میان فقط تاریخچه اونجا رو قشنگ در میارن.
This was a Vishnu temple and a place of worship.
Yeah, that's like a priest who was helping to, just like he's like worshipping and offering to the temple.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on this type of content creation. Do you think a travelogue should be concise and useful, or detailed and visual and explanatory? You can tip these people who are dressed as Indian ascetics and take pictures with them. The continuation of the Nepal travelogue will be posted on the channel soon. To see more of the beauties of Nepal, be sure to turn on the channel bell.